Summer is officially here for some of us, especially here in Idaho. It's been starting to get a little bit hotter, and guess what? We're getting a little sweatier. I will tell you a few easy tips to prevent sweat from either working out or the summer heat from wreaking havoc on your hair. Stay tuned and we'll get right into it. Everybody knows about my first tip, which is dry shampoo. But did you know if you're gonna be outside sweating, so you're going to a barbecue, if you're getting ready to work out, you should use dry shampoo before you're going to sweat. If you're starting with a super clean scalp and you wanna keep it that way, you wanna spray it where you get sweaty, around your ears, your neckline, your part line, before you start sweating. So that way, when you start to sweat, that dry or powdery shampoo will absorb the sweat before it wreaks havoc on your hair. I like to think of it very similar to deodorant. If you're already stinky and you try to put deodorant on, a lot of times it doesn't work, doesn't cover up the stink. So you put it on before you sweat, that way you're not walking around smelling and scaring everybody away. If you end up having to use dry shampoo after the fact and you're just super oily, my biggest tip is spray it on, let it sit on. Then I like to take my blow dryer and dry it into my hair. If you've ever used dry shampoo when you're really sweaty, it kind of gets sticky. If you use your blow dryer and dry the dry shampoo into your hair, it will really absorb the oil pretty well for you if that is something you have to do. So this second tip is for my girls that already have super dry hair. Maybe you have curly hair, maybe you have just dry hair naturally that gets super frizzy. I like to suggest after you work out, you wanna make sure you're using a leave-in treatment, wear your hair curly, use a leave-in, spray a little bit of water on your hair to really help absorb the salt that you have sweat out. If you leave that salt on your hair, you're gonna get yourself a really super dry, brittle style out of it. So if you're gonna wear your hair still curly, say you actually went to the gym and worked out, then use a really hydrating leave-in conditioner. This can also be for your summer styles. Maybe you need to just wear your hair curly more often. Don't fight the fact that you are going to be sweaty. Just wear it curly, don't straighten it. So now let's move on to my tip number 3, and that is if you can't beat it, use something that's going to help absorb all of that sweat. So if you're gonna be like out and about, you can get one of those towels, that cooling towels that you can put in water, you snap it and it makes you stay super cool. So that way you don't sweat super often. Or it's gonna help absorb the sweat, especially around your neck. You can, say you're working out, you can also do this with really cute headbands and just incorporate it into your style. But get a workout headband or any type of headband that you can wear, especially on your forehead, to absorb all of the oil or the sweat that you are going to have. So obviously this is a workout one, but you can find super cute, stylish headbands that you can wear, and this is going to absorb the sweat, especially around the front hairline of your area, and it's gonna absorb it before it wreaks havoc on your hairstyle. So that is tip number 3. Now let's talk about tip number 4. Sometimes, especially for me in the summer, if I know I'm gonna be out boating or I'm gonna be doing something where I don't want all my hair to be down, especially if it's 100 degrees, I will braid my hair. If you think about it, when you have braids on your hair, you're creating little kind of parts on your hair and your scalp's gonna get a lot more airflow. It's gonna be a little less sweaty than having all your hair down on your neck. You can also wear your hair up. You can do, tons of fun little styles where you have half your hair up. You can leave the rest down, but try to do different hairstyles so you're not wearing all your hair down. If you cannot handle your hair being hot and sweaty on your neck, I always suggest wear something where your hair is going to be up. A braid's perfect because it's not going to damage your hair. It's a little bit looser. It's not wearing, you know, a super tight slip back bun or slick back ponytail. So braids are a great way to kind of help with the sweat on your scalp, and it's not going to mess up your hairstyle. Now that I told you you can wear your hair up, let's talk about tip number 5 and the type of hair ties you should be using. Again, when your hair is pulled back, you are still going to probably sweat, and if you're using too tight of a hair tie, like a normal elastic, that's gonna cause damage and breakage on your hair, which we don't wanna do. So if you are gonna wear your hair up, I love these coil hair ties or the cloth hair ties or the velvety scrunchies are really popular right now. Use those, and it's great because if you're wanting to, say you curled your hair and you don't want those lines of super tight hair ties, coil hair ties do not leave dents in your hair. So it does really preserve your curl. You can do a very loose bun and then put the coil hair tie or the telephone cord hair tie around, and it'll really preserve your style without creating those dents or those hair tie lines in your hair. And when you're done, you can just shake it out and you still have really nice curls, and you can go longer with your hairstyles, and the sweat's not going to mess it up. So let's talk about one last little tip. It's something that you may not really be thinking about whenever you are super sweaty, say after your workout or after being out in the heat and you have sweat. You need to brush your sweat off of your scalp. If it has accumulated on your part line, up underneath, or around your hairline, take a boar bristle brush and brush that oil, that sweat off of your scalp and distribute it in through your hair. A lot of times your ends are gonna be super dry because the sun has been on them, so you need to take the oil from the top of your scalp and brush it through into your ends. So that way you are reconditioning or repurposing that oil and that sweat into your ends, and then it's not going to clog your pores on your scalp depending on how much you are sweating. This is such a very dirty kind of topic, but no one really talks about. Everybody sweats. It's something that everybody has to deal with, and these are super great tips that really not everybody knows about, and I'm hoping it's gonna help you for your summertime so you are not damaging your hair and so you don't feel like you have to wash it as often. You know I always say this, the more you wash your hair, the worse it is for your hair, so this is gonna help preserve those hairstyles so you do not have to wash super often when you get sweaty. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like what you saw, now's a great time to give this video a thumbs up. It really pushes this video out to more people so they can see it and get all these super awesome tips for sweaty hair in the summer. And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions whatsoever, do not hesitate to leave them in the comment box below or reach out to me on any of my social media pages. I love engaging with you guys. I know I say it, but I really honestly mean it. And we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.